Hey everyone, Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark here from Influence Builder. And I wanted to just jump on here real quick before I start recording podcast interviews for our upcoming season for Minds of the Mighty, which I'm really excited about. We've got some amazing speakers. But in the meantime, I wanted to just stop in and just do a quick video talking about sales, right? Sales in the online space and all the things that you have to do. And I know this is something that a lot of people either they hate sales, they struggle with sales, or just sales seem to evade them. And making sales in their company does at least. And so I just wanted to talk real quick about some of the things that I've learned about sales and some of the things I've learned just about learning. And in school, especially for those of you that went to public school like I did, we learn by the book, right? We learn by the book. We have a book, we have worksheets, we have memorization, we have formulas, and that's actually how we are brought up is to learn this way. And so for any of you that have gone from corporate or gone from just a regular job to being an entrepreneur, the game changes a little bit. No, not a little bit, a lot. And when you are doing something that you haven't done before, or you're doing something that you haven't built that muscle before, like sales, and it's something that you have to do as a business owner, you have to be good at sales. You have to sell. There's really not a way around it, and it's a good skill set to have. Everyone should have sales expertise in some way, or a sales skill set, or learning in that environment. And it's not something that is actually taught in school. It's not something that's necessarily taught in college or that. Other things are taught like marketing and business, but how to actually sell to people is not taught. And so you learn, and you have to learn from coaches. You have to learn from how you usually learn, which is by the book and reading things and listening to things. But then you have to take that next step. What you learn, you actually have to put into practice. And the practice is what can make you really good if you show up as a student. And so I think a lot of people will take, and I used to do this too. So I don't want to say everyone else is this way and I wasn't. No, absolutely. I was this way. And that was that I was scared of sales. I was scared to put myself out there because it just felt strange. And especially as an entrepreneur and a female founder of a digital marketing agency, an influencer marketing agency, I was a CEO and founder of an agency. And so, yeah, I had to be good at sales, and not just good at what I do, which we're very good at what we do. I'm very good at what I do, which is a lot of implementation and strategy. But being able to sell is a little bit different than implementation and strategy. That's where I have to say, this is why you need us, or this is what we can do for you. And it was a learning curve. And one of the first things that I had to do was I actually had to start seeing myself a little bit differently. So, and this isn't necessarily how I sell. I don't sell what I can do for everybody. I sell a solution. That's really what I did. But before that, I had to build the confidence in order to be better at sales. And I was watching a video, and I think it was an English professor who was talking about, here, I'm going to tell you guys how to sell me this pencil, right? This pencil. And this is a pretty common thing that people do, is like, if you can sell a pencil, I mean, ice to an Eskimo, but nobody's going to hold up in front of a camera a piece of ice that melts in front of them. I mean, pencil makes sense, right? And so he went through all the description pieces of that pencil, like this wood came from, some rainforest or something like that. And I don't know where this rubber came from, but this is why you need it. And this is why you need this and this. And he went in and he talked about how amazing it was, all the ingredients that it took to make this one little pencil, right? And the first thing that I had to do was actually pretty similar to what he was saying about all the ingredients that it took to make this pencil and why you should buy it, and why 2.99 or 99 cents is a steal for a pencil that has all these amazing ingredients in it. And I want you guys to start thinking about yourself that way. right? So, and this isn't because you're going to be selling yourself if you're selling a solution like I do. It's more for you guys to build up that confidence so that when you go into a sales conversation, you can be confident in all the things and all the knowledge that you have in order to sell a solution that you know your people need. So, what does that look like? Well, instead of talking about how how to find this rubber, think about all the things that you had to do in order to be really great at what you do, in order to know that your solution is exactly what they're saying they need, your clients need. So start thinking about yourself like that. For example, um, maybe if you are a Facebook ad strategist, right? So you do that, and you're not just somebody who's like, yeah, I took a course and I got certified in Facebook ad. What are the other things that you do really well that make you good at Facebook ads? It doesn't just happen by coincidence. It doesn't just like, oh, I took a class and I picked it up and now I'm amazing at it. Um, you have to have some kind of backing behind that. Maybe you're somebody who learns really quick. Well, why did you learn really quick? Did you learn really quick because you were the youngest and you're trying to keep up with your siblings or something like that? So maybe that's just something that's really innate in you to learn really fast. So you were able to pick up Facebook ads, or maybe you're really good at pattern recognition. And something that had you know that you were good at pattern recognition was that you were able to do really well in some of those tests that you took in high school or something like that. It's just acknowledging some of the areas that you're really good at that make you special, that make you different, kind of like all the ingredients that make a pencil really special. And for the whole. And this is, again, this isn't necessarily because you're going to go into a sales conversation, say, well, I'm really good at pattern recognition, or I'm really good at learning things on the fly. That's not what it's about. It's more about you building up the confidence, because when you speak in a sales conversation, you need to be confident. You need to be confident in who you are, what you do, how you learn, how you work with people. And that confidence is part of the tone that you have in that sales conversation. Even when the verbiage that you're using is going to be describing how you have a solution that they need, and how you know this is the solution that you need. That's the big piece of the sales conversation, but you have to have that underlying confidence. So think of yourself like a pencil and all the ingredients that it takes to make you you and really good at what you do for the solution that you provide. Start there. Create that list. Sometimes I call this an awesome list. Like, create a list of why you're awesome, but go into more detail about it. Like, you could say that I'm really good at people. I'm really good with people. So, and the other thing is that if you cannot get there by yourself, if you're very humble and you're like, I don't necessarily know what I'm really awesome at, ask people that are close to you. Like, what are some of the things that you think that I'm really good at? And I did this, I actually did this a few weeks ago, just as a nice little reminder. I asked my husband, I'm like, what are some of the things that you think I'm really good at? And, he had three things that he off the top of his head that he knew really fast. He's like, you're really good at communication. You're really good at communicating and pulling everyone together on the same page. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Is that hard to do? Yeah, that's really hard to do. Oh, like, I did not know that. And so it's little pieces like that that you can actually, if you can't get there yourself, then have somebody start it for you and then create that awesome list. And that's going to help you build your confidence, because part of sales is being confident that in your solution, but that starts with you. Everything starts with you. So if you guys are feeling like you just struggle on sales calls, or you're just afraid of sales calls, um, you got to just start with a confidence piece in yourself. So start there, and then there'll be next steps, of course, with any sales process. And you're going to learn that, but you got to jump in. You got to jump into sales. The more sales calls you do, the more confident you're going to do, but start with getting confident in yourself. I hope that helps everyone. I'll be back with more videos here soon, and I'm so excited for you guys to start getting all the juicy details of the interviews that we are launching for our season 2. It's going to be really amazing. I will have a date on when we're launching. It should be here by summertime. We're going to start a little earlier this year with Minds of the Mighty podcast, but yeah, it's going to be really good information. So if you haven't yet, you can go and on Apple, on Spotify, we're on all the platforms, and subscribe to our podcast, Minds of the Mighty. And I will have a link here below too, so that you guys can go and subscribe on our pages, on our iTunes, and Spotify are the big ones. So you guys can go and subscribe and listen to our past episodes and then get ready for season 2. Bye everyone.